YouVoluntear, Rachel here, and today's video is going to be all about loom knitting. I'm going to teach you how to knit a hat that looks like this. To make this hat in the way I'm doing it, you need a loom. Mine is 36 pegs, but depending on who you're making it for, your loom might need to be smaller or larger. Balls of yarn, or a large ball of yarn with which there are 2 strands coming out of it, because you do need 2 strands of working yarn that you use as one. Also, you need a hook so that you can do the knitting. And also, for the final step, you'll need a needle, a pair of scissors. I just use nail scissors because they're easy to carry around with me if I'm knitting on the go. And optionally, a measuring tape or a ruler to know how long your piece is. Is to put about 6-7 inches of yarn through the middle of your loom and attach it by wrapping it around this little anchor peg. That's what it's called. It's a little peg on the side of your loom that you're going to wrap the yarn around to keep it in place. Then, taking your yarn, make sure for this specific style you're using 2 strands of yarn, but you act with them as if they're one. So you're going to wrap it around in a clockwise motion around each of the pegs, behind, around the right, and around to the right. So you're going to do this step around your loom twice. Done the 2 rows, so now you're going to take your little tool, and starting with the last peg you wrapped, you're going to take it and you're going to put it underneath, and you're going to lift it up and over that stitch you just did. So now that has anchored this piece of yarn. It's not going to go anywhere, so you don't need to hold on to it anymore. And then you're going to take your tool and you're going to do that all around the loom. So underneath the bottom, up, over the top one. Underneath, up, and over the top. Under, up, and over. And we're going to do that so on and so forth all the way around the loom. What you're going to do is you're going to do those 2 steps over and over and over and over and over again. So wrap, hook, until it is as long as you want it. Knit to the length you want. You are going to combine each stitch onto every other peg. So you're going to lift the stitch from the very first peg and bring it over and onto the peg beside it. So once you've done that, you should have 2 loops on every other peg. So you're going to take your tool again and you're going to go and lift every bottom loop over top of the top loop. Step is to cut a length of your yarn. So this is the working piece of yarn. You're going to cut it, but you want to cut it so there's maybe about, if I do this, it's probably about 2.5 feet. So between 2 and 2.5 feet is probably your needle. And you're going to thread it with your yarn. And taking your needle, your threaded needle, you go under and you pull it off of the peg and you pull that piece of yarn all the way through. Yep, all the way through like that. So under, pull it off, and pull. So now that you've gotten a hat or a form off of that, you're going to turn it inside out with your needle still attached. So flip your hat inside out, and then you're going to pull the top of it, and then you basically use this extra yarn to stitch that we've stitched the top of it up. I'm going to tie a knot in my yarn and cut the excess away. Now you can flip your little hat inside out, right side out, sorry. And then these ends, so this was our working yarn from the beginning. You want to tie them in a knot as wet the excess strands off. And ta-da! A hand knitted cap. Now I think I maybe made this a little small to fit my own head because I was rushing, but this one was made with that same method, just I had a little more time, and it fits me perfectly fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell me if you'd make it, what color you'd use. So thanks for watching. Bye guys.